Yali Madad, and welcome to your short and sweet Sema Yoga flow sequence. All you need is space enough on the ground to practice, and perhaps a cushion if you need extra support for your knees. The concept of today's Sema class is an Arabic term, Tadaamun. The concept means solidarity, and it couldn't be more ideal for the circumstances we find ourselves in at the moment. Spread across large distances and isolated, we need a way to embody the idea of solidarity within our community. And for me as a yoga teacher, this really begs the idea of solidity and what it means to feel solid within the body, to feel grounded within the physical form, both within ourselves and the communities in which we live. In yoga, we often use the idea of root to rise. And what we mean by that is in establishing our relationship to earth, we are able to root down, ground, and elevate higher from a mental and spiritual point of view. So let us embody the concept of solidarity in physical form through our postures, and through that idea, elevate higher for ourselves and the community in which we live. Because it's not only ourselves that need elevation, but everyone around us, and we can only do that when we feel solidarity and solidity within our own bodies and minds. So journey with me for the next 40 minutes and enjoy. Let us begin the practice by finding a comfortable seat, cross-legged on the ground, plenty of space between the shins, and a wide base. Bring both palms together and begin to rub the palms, creating a sense of heat and sunshine between the palms. Begin to get a little faster now, creating friction, warming up for the practice. A little faster, faster still, and release. Placing the hands somewhere on the front body, it could be the chest or the belly. And closing down the eyes now, such that your internal environment becomes more real than the external space around you. Bringing your attention to the breath, inhaling through the nose as the hands rise. Exhale, release. Inhale again, find a gentle, slow breath. And exhale through the nose. Imagining the body now sat on the ground and tuning into a sense of solidity within the structure of the body. Your solid physique, your brain, your heart, your nervous system, all being housed by a solid structure. And beginning to give permission to the organs of the body, to the structure and the skeleton, to simply be in this moment and to carry you through your yoga practice, engaging with grounding and elevating through the intelligence of the solid structure of our limbs. Deep inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, slowly drinking in the breath through the nose, parting the lips, and exhale an audible sigh through the mouth. Blinking the eyes open, relaxing the arms and taking them up overhead. Fingertips to sky. Exhale, palms meet through center line. Inhale, arms all the way up. Finding a prayer, bring prayer down to heart space. Inhale again, arms all the way up. Relax the shoulders. And here, parting the palms so they face downwards and allowing the hands to simply fall, clearing the space in front of you, any negative energy, and allowing the dust to settle within the mind. Palms reach the knees. As you blink the eyes open, let us begin with what I like to call Sufi circles. So beginning to circle the body, first time over towards the right, through center, left, and leaning back, using the hands on the knees to find a stretch through the back body. Inhale, brighten the chest forward. Exhale, leaning back, tucking the belly to the spine. And using the hands like a lever, elbows lift, to exaggerate the circular motion as you begin to warm up the spine. Inhale forward, exhale back, syncing the breath with the motion. Beginning to close down the eyes now. And experimenting with any freedom of movement you can find now within the spine, allowing the head and neck to relax. From here, can you make the spirals smaller? Gradually tuning the body back into the center line. Smaller and smaller spirals stacking in on themselves until head is stacked over pelvis. And the circles become so small that to the naked eye, they cannot be seen, simply stillness. When you're back roughly in the middle, seamlessly begin to turn in the other direction, which is anti-clockwise for me, and turning towards the left, brightening the chest, exhale back. In Sufi circles, I like to imagine that the spine is like the long edge of a spoon, and that makes the pelvis and the legs like a large pot on the stove. It can be a pot of pilau or biryani, but gently the spine is stirring like a spoon, a meditative circular motion within the bowl of the pelvis. Closing the eyes and absorbing yourself in the movement. Again, making our way slowly and seamlessly back through center. Start to spiral in on yourself, making the circles smaller and smaller until you reach stillness. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Blinking the eyes open, let's take the left palm to the mat. Inhale, reach the right arm up and over. Side stretch. When you're ready, right palm reaches the mat, left arm up and over. Breathing into the left side of the body. Can you begin to make the hips heavy? Optional to lower the forearm down to the ground to increase the stretch. Inhale, back up to center. Bringing the right palm to the mat. Inhale, over to one side, lowering the elbow if needed. From here, folding the body in half, tuck chin to chest, sweeping through center, fingertips draw all the way around, over to the other side. We'll take that twice more, tucking in on yourself. Can you bring the torso over the front of the legs as far as it will reach as the other arm lifts? Down through center, over to the other side. Lovely. Back up to the midline. Bringing the left hand to the ground, let's inhale the right arm up and over. From here, taking the palm to the back of the skull, can you inhale, looking up past the elbow? This time, exhale, folding in half, bringing the elbow to opposite knee. Inhale, lifting all the way up. Exhale, fold in half. Good. Inhale again, feeling a stretch across both collarbones. Exhale, release. It doesn't matter how far the elbow reaches the knee. Inhale again. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, pause as you open. Exhale, fold over. Next time you're folded over, can you release the top arm onto the opposite knee and begin to take the left hand all the way back behind you, using the palm on the front knee to grow tall. Inhale, ground through the back arm. Exhale, twist, looking over behind you, over the left shoulder. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, twist. Finding a sense of ease within the spine. Inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, can you lift the back arm up and over, crossing the arms over each other and reaching for the opposite knee. Briefly pick up both knees and come to hug yourself into a tight ball. Exhale, release. Let's take the other side. Right hand reaches the mat, all 5 fingers spread wide. Inhale, left arm up and over. Taking the palm to the back of the skull, cradling the head. Inhale, look up past the elbow. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale all the way up, stretching across the chest, feeling a twist through the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. For some reason, I like to imagine that this is like folding over the top of an envelope. It helps me find that sense of expansion as you lift and contraction as you fold. Such natural movements in the body that we forget in our modern lives. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, gaze past the elbow. Exhale, fold, elbow to knee. Can you release the top arm, using the palm on the knee like a lever to twist, taking the right hand behind you this time. Inhale, grow tall through the spine. Exhale, twist. If it's comfortable for the neck, gazing past the back shoulder. Inhale, create space. Exhale, move into that space. When you're ready, lifting the back arm up and over, crossing it to the opposite knee. Can you briefly hug the knees, curl into a ball, contract? Lovely. Exhale, release. Let's take neck circles now. So lowering the right ear to the right shoulder, chin to chest, left ear, left shoulder, up and over, like you're tracing a rainbow through the sky. Let's pause for a moment, right ear to right shoulder, inhaling and exhaling through the side of the neck, chin to chest, enjoying the stretch over the back of the neck, shoulder blades kissing. Over to the other side and back over. Other way now, left ear to left shoulder, chin to chest, right ear, right shoulder, up and over. Taking the circles at your own pace for a moment, getting into any nooks and crannies of the neck, releasing any tension. Lovely. Inhale and exhale. Coming onto all fours now, you can take both the feet, hug knees to chest, and simply tuck heels to buttocks and roll over, or if that's not comfortable, making your way into tabletop any way that feels good. So tabletop, shoulders stacked above wrists, knees separated and stacked above hips. Let's tuck the back toes, stretching the skin on the soles of the feet, stretching the fascia. And tucking the belly button into the tailbone so you find a flat spine. From here, bringing both palms an inch forward, so now there's an angle between the shoulders and the wrists. We're going to inhale, transfer the weight forward over the wrists, exhale, buttocks to heels. So simply rocking back and forth in any way that feels good. So you can lower the hips all the way down or simply bring them halfway as you rock back and forward. And can you begin to bring your attention with this simple movement to all 10 fingers on the ground, toes on the ground, as you start to transfer from grounding to elevation and sinking. From here, let's bring the knees wider to the side of the mat, untuck the toes and bring both toes to touch. We're going to begin to stack the wrists slightly more under the shoulders and start to take a circular motion with the entire body. From here, transferring the weight over the right wrist, through center, brightening the chest, left buttock to left heel, through child's pose, and back to the right side. So moving now in a circular motion with the body, using all four limbs to transfer the weight side to side. And sinking with the breath, inhale forward, exhale back. I always find there are certain little points in the circular motion where it feels really yummy to pause, so feel free to pause as you wish. Good. And closing down the eyes, really enjoying this motion. When you're ready, pausing in the center and beginning to move the other way. So starting to move through, back through the right side, forward through the left. And it's at this point that I close down the eyes and begin to imagine my body like a paintbrush. Choose any color you wish, and the canvas beneath you, you're painting large circles. Okay, coming back to center, let's take a brief child's pose. So lowering buttocks to hips, and you can take your cushion and place it underneath the buttocks if they don't reach the heels. Lowering down the forearms to ground, spreading 10 fingers wide, head reaches the earth. Inhaling and exhaling as the body yields to gravity and you ground in this moment. Solidity meets solidarity with earth. Inhale back onto all fours. Let's bring the heels underneath the hips, feet separated parallel towards the mat, and bring the hands back underneath you. We're going to begin with an easy twist in tabletop. So, bringing the right hand into the center of the mat, can you start to stack through the bones of the right arm as we twist towards the back of the room, beginning at the belly button, starting to twist from the belly, next the chest, ribs and heart, shoulder, and lastly, arm lifts all the way up. Can you feel a motion like grounding through the bottom arm gives you elevation through the top arm? Deep inhale, deep exhale. On the next breath, coming back through center, can you weave the top arm in the space between the right armpit and the right wrist as the shoulder starts to meet the ground? You have to move the right palm towards the side of the mat and put a bend in the elbow. Maybe the head reaches the ground, maybe the cheek reaches the ground. Inhale, push through the palm of the right hand to twist. Optional to raise the right hand. Maybe the palm finds the base of the spine. Maybe it tucks under and seeks out the inside of the left hip. Feeling a stretch through the right shoulder now. Twisting into the space. Deep inhale and exhale. When you're ready, releasing the top arm. Palm finds the ground as you make your way back into tabletop. And we'll take the other side. Left palm, all 10 fingers wide, reaches the center of the mat, beginning to twist from the navel, chest, ribs, shoulder, and arm raises. Inhale, pushing through the bottom arm to elevate through the top arm. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Top arm comes down, snaking in the space created by the bottom arm. Can you move the left palm to the side so that the right shoulder can reach the ground? Maybe the right side of the skull reaches the ground. You can stay here, or option to raise the left arm up. Palm finds the base of the spine or seeks out the right hip. One breath here. Releasing the hand now, left palm reaches the ground if it was lifted, and coming all the way back up onto all fours. From here, bringing both knees to touch, both toes to touch. Can you extend the right leg all the way back, toes meet the ground? We're going to lift the right leg off the ground so that it's parallel and look back towards the toes. The hip shouldn't be open, it should be a level pelvis with the big toes reaching the ground. From here, feeling a stretch through the back of the hamstring, let's take ankle circles on the right. It feels really creaky, starting to creak out all the little bubbles in the ankle. And from here, we're going to take a bend in the back knee in the moment. Inhale, brighten the chest, look forward. Exhale, push through the hands, round the spine, bend the back knee, and bring knee to nose. Inhale, right leg lengthens, gaze forward, heel to the back of the room. Exhale, round the spine, tucking into a ball. Inhale again, lengthen one long line between the crown and the heel. Exhale, ground through the hands and the standing knee to tuck knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Last time, as the right leg lengthens all the way back, can you turn the toes to face me? So this time we're opening the hip. And now bending the knee, bringing the knee towards the right elbow, can we begin to take hip circles on that side? So the hip is a ball and socket joint. And I often like to imagine that the ball is rotating in the socket joint as I take hip circles. Again, a lot of creaking on that side and the other way. Inhaling as we lift, parallel to the ground. Exhale, release. From here, releasing the foot to the ground, can you take the right hand onto the ankle and use that momentum to step the foot forward into low lunge? Bring both hands to the hips. At this point, you can put a cushion under the back knee or simply fold the mat and place the knee onto the folded mat. When you're ready, inhaling all the way up, palms to sky. Exhale, prayer to heart space. Returning to the beginning mantra, inhale all the way up, exhale, prayer to heart. Last time, inhale, palms reach the sky. This time, palms turn down. Can you cradle the back of the skull with the palms? And inhale, find a slight back bend as the pelvis shifts forward and there's a deeper bend in the front knee. Inhale, lift the heart to sky. Exhale, back to center. Palms come down on the inside of the front foot. Can you tuck the toes of the back foot, lifting the knee and shifting it back an inch to make space? Untuck the toes. This time we're lifting the big toe of the front foot as we extend through the back of the hamstring and pulling the right hip back, coming into runner's lunge. Fingertips graze the ground. Inhale, plant the front foot, bend the knee, lift the chest. Exhale, lengthen through the front hamstring as you lean back. So finding a rocking motion here as you inhale forward, exhale back, and coming into a sense of rhythm in the body, grounding through the front foot, allowing you to elevate and lean back. You can have any lift of the chest and any bow of the head that feels good for you. Last time, as you transfer the weight into the front foot, can you tuck the toes of the back foot and simply lift the knee off the ground? Plant both hands on the ground if available to you, or come onto the fingertips. And inhale, gaze forward, feeling the stretch in the hip flexors of the left leg towards the back as you lengthen the heel towards the back of the room. You can even find a rocking motion here just to open up the fascia and prevent restrictions in the movement. When you're ready, collapsing the back heel down onto the mat, can you take the right leg back and we'll take a brief child's pose. Knees out wide, toes tucked, buttocks to heels. Inhale back onto all fours, we'll take the other side. Knees touch, big toes touch, wrist stacked below shoulders. Extending the left leg back onto the toes, lifting the left leg. Again, checking in that the toes are facing the ground and the hips are level. Taking ankle circles on that side. Finding a sense of ease within the ankle joint. Good. When you're ready, inhale, brighten the chest. Exhale, tuck knee to nose. Inhale, one long line, heel to the back of the room. Exhale, tuck. Grounding through the standing knee and both hands. Knee to nose. When you're ready, the leg is extended back. Start to turn the toes to the back of the room. Bend the knee towards the elbow and take 3 hip circles on that side. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. And 3 the other way. Inhale, lift. Beginning to get deep into the hip socket. On your last time, take your time. Place the foot onto the ground. Lift the left hand, taking hold of the ankle and step it through to center. Hands onto the hips. Here we are again. Inhale, palms to sky. Exhale, prayer to heart center. Lifting again, shoulders drop away from the ears. Exhale, prayer to heart. Last time, arms lift up, separating the palms, taking the palms to the back of the skull. Can you squeeze the elbows slightly together? Inhale, lift the heart up, cradling the head in the back, lowering the pelvis, bending the front knee. Maybe a seed of a back bend here. Back up to center, both palms down on the inside of the front foot. Can you tuck the back toes, shift the knee back an inch and untuck? From here, lifting the toes of the front foot, transferring the weight onto the heel as the fingertips drag back. Feeling a sense of ease in the hamstring as you move back and forth. Lovely. Remembering to take the left hip all the way back. And finding a rocking motion. From here, planting the front foot down, can you tuck the toes of the back foot, lift the back knee, and start to brighten the chest forward as you come onto all palms or fingertips, feeling the stretch in the front of the thigh on the right-hand side. Good. Lowering the back knee. Can you take the left leg back? Palms of the hands meet the ground, both knees separated, toes tucked. We'll take downward facing dog, first of the day. Drop the belly, lift the spine. Exhale, push through the toes and the hands to tuck the head and lift the hips high. Now find a generous bend in the knees, lengthening the arms, tucking the head, and start to lower one heel to the ground at a time. So called walk the dog, just to get into the back of the hamstrings, which we've already stretched when we were on all fours. Now from here, gazing past the fingertips, can you put a generous bend in the knees, belly to thighs, and start to walk the feet forward to the hands. So you're roughly at the front of the mat. From here, Uttanasana, forward fold, bringing the belly onto the thighs, having a generous bend in the knees, and taking hold of each elbow if it feels good, or letting the arms hang like an orangutan and swaying side to side. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And begin to rack and stack the spine as you slowly move up. Unfurling, continuing the movement with the arms as they raise high above, fingertips to sky. Exhale, prayer to heart center. Inhale, arms all the way up, prayer to heart center. This time, can you have your feet separated hip width apart? Inhale, palms come all the way up as we lift onto the tiptoes, palms to the back of the skull. Lower the heels down to the ground. And inhale, find that seed of the back bend. Elbows lift. Back to center. Can you start to tuck chin to chest as elbows meet? Lengthening the skin on the back of the neck. Releasing the arms, but continuing the movement with the spine. So upper spine curls, lower spine, until the hips come into a kind of L shape. As you reach here, can you put a bend in the knees as you lower all the way down? Palms of the hands reach the mat, generous bend in the knees, step the right foot back, left foot back, plank posture, stretching the heels towards the back, the crown towards the front, equal weight between the hands and the toes, tucking in the tailbone. When you're ready, knees meet the ground, and we'll take the same sequence from tabletop. So knees together, big toes together. This time, left leg moves back and lifts all the way up, leveling the pelvis. Optional to raise the right hand to the opposite hand. So there's one long line between the back leg and the fingertips. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. And if you're struggling to balance, you can bring the bottom arm more into the center of the mat. So bringing it in. Inhale forward, exhale back. Lovely. One last time. Inhale forward, placing the right hand to the ground. Can you bend the left knee? And we're taking hip circles on the left side again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Finding an ease and a sense of motion, taking it in the other direction. And last one, foot comes down. Using the hand if you need to step the foot forward, hands to hips. This time, optional to stay with what we were in before, or tuck the back toes and lift the back knee off the ground. Crescent lunge. Inhale, arms come all the way up, generous bend in the front knee. Exhale, prayer to heart. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, prayer to heart center. Last time, hands come all the way up, cradling the back of the head. Can you find the stretch on the front of the right hip? And begin to be generous bend in the front knee as the hips are heavy, finding a seed of a back bend. Back up to center. From here, we're going to swivel the back heel into the center of the mat. So the toes are pointing at 45 degrees and the front toes are pointing towards the front. Wiggle the front toe forward if you need to. Generous bend in the front knee. Arms come out parallel, warrior two. When you're ready, can you feel the solidity through your base, the solidity through the legs, straightening the front leg, simultaneously lifting the palms up to meet at the sky. Exhale, palms come down, rebend the front leg, warrior two. Inhale, palms come up. Exhale, lower. Third time, as you land, feeling rooted into the ground to elevate the heart slightly to the sky. From here, flipping the front palm up, can you reach forward with the front palm, allowing the right hand to rest on the back leg, and from here, inhaling up, reverse warrior two. Inhale, bend the front knee stacked over ankle. Exhale, lift back to center. Lifting the heel of the back foot now, both hands windmill down on the inside of the front leg, dropping the back knee and taking the left leg back. Both arms stacked underneath the shoulders, hips under knees, toes tucked. Inhale, lift the chest, drop the belly. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, one deep breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And dropping the knees down to the ground. Other side. Both knees touch, toes touch. Take the right leg back, lengthening the leg and checking the hips at our level. Optional to bring the right palm slightly to the center. Left arm lifts. Inhale, one long line between fingertips and toes. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, grounding through the bottom arm and knee to elevate. Lovely. This should feel really, really nice. Good. Last time, lowering the left hand to the ground, toes turned towards me, bending the knee and taking hip circles. And the other way. Good. When you're ready, foot meeting the ground, right hand to right ankle, stepping into the middle. Inhale, hands to hips, tuck the toes of the back foot, lift the knee, crescent lunge, land. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, through center. Last time, hands all the way up, palms to the back of the skull, allowing the head to be cradled. Inhale, lift slightly. Exhale, land. Chest lifts, feet of the back bend. When you're ready, turning the back heel down and in, making sure the toes of the front foot are pointing towards the front of the mat, knee stacked over ankle, opening the palms out, warrior two. Inhale as you lengthen the front leg. Exhale, hands lift. And every time you ground, it gives you room to elevate. Every time you come into the solidity of the body, you get that extra room to give back. As it's only from that place that we're able to give back, from a sense of solidity and solidarity within the body. When you're ready, flipping the front palm, front knee bent, relaxing the left hand onto the back leg, rooting through the pinky edge of the back foot. Inhale, stretch the fingertips forward. Exhale, feet of the back bend. Inhale, back to center. Hips face forward, lifting the back heel off the ground. Both hands come down on the inside of the front foot, releasing the back knee, stepping the right knee back. Taking child's pose, knees come out, toes touch, buttocks to heels, head to ground. Returning to the breath now. Inhale and exhale. When you're ready, walking the hands back, buttocks to heels as we lift the torso and sitting back up. We're going to take Ustrasana, which is camel posture, to finish. Let's take the mat and start to fold it, lifting up from the sides in half to protect the knees. Both knees coming forward, tucking the toes and sitting back onto knees, if this feels okay for you. From here, we're going to have our thighs lifting so they're perpendicular to the ground, and we're going to lift onto our knees, taking right hand to the shoulder and left hand in across the body. From here, we're beginning to start to strengthen the thighs as we lean the buttocks back, but keeping the spine long. Inhale, back up. Lovely. Exhale. All the motion is in the strength of the thighs as the spine remains long. Exhaling all the way back. And again. Good. From here, releasing the arms and taking it to support the lower spine. So there's a sense of tucking of the tailbone, but all the strength is coming from the thighs as we lean back. Toes are tucked. Can you begin to use the strength of the thighs, lean back, and maybe at this point, you start to release the fingertips to find the back heels. When you reach the back heels, and you don't have to, this is a work in progress, you can ground through the back heels and start to move the pelvis forward as the strength comes from the pelvis, the heart lifts, and the head can reach back. If it's okay for the neck, otherwise the neck can stay forward. Deep inhale. Exhale, release. Hands to the back of the hips to support. Untuck the toes. Sitting back and resting for a moment. We'll take that one last time. Coming onto the knees, tucking the toes, or optional to leave the toes untucked. Hands to the lower lumbar spine. Inhale, lift, using the strength of the thighs to lean back slightly. Maybe this is enough for you, or you can release the hands to find the heels. And as soon as you do, moving the pelvis forward, lifting the chest and heart. Tuck chin to chest, hands to the back, begin to come up and release. Untucking the mat now, lengthening it out in front of you, and coming to a seated position with the knees out in front of you. From here, using the hands to shift the buttocks towards the heels, can we begin to lie on the back, knees bent, soles of the feet to the ground, palms of the hands to the ground. Let's simply take the knees over to the right, back through center, over left, like the windscreen wipers of a car. Taking it at your own pace, releasing any tension through the lower back. And as the knees reach the ground on the right-hand side, can you extend both arms out beside you and turn the head to gaze over the left shoulder? Inhale, exhale into lying twist. Back through center, this time knees over to the ground on the left, gazing over the right shoulder and releasing. When you're ready, on your next inhale, lifting the knees back up to the sky, extending both the legs out in front of you, extending the arms past the ears, and then up to the sky and down by the sides for your Shavasana, allowing the toes to reach out, flopping the ankles out, and allowing your whole body to rest into the ground. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Allowing your entire body to rest now, yielding to gravity heavy on the ground. Tuned in to the solidarity between your muscles, bones, ligaments, having moved through a physical practice. Bringing all your attention to the space between the eyebrows. As your breath settles into a low hum, your jaw relaxed and the root of your tongue soft at the back of the mouth. There is a beautifully emotive verse by the 13th century Persian Muslim poet, and it's equally written on the walls of the United Nations building in New York. It speaks of our current challenge and the concept of Tadaamun, and it reads, "Human beings are members of a whole, in creation of one essence and soul. If one member is afflicted with pain, other members uneasy will remain. If you have no sympathy for human pain, the name of human you cannot retain." Allowing yourself to rest here now in a relaxed state of awareness. And I will call you back when it's time to rise. Gently stirring now, deepening the breath, and keeping your eyes gently closed. Roll on to your right hand side and pause here for a few deep breaths. Hugging the knees into the chest, curling into a ball for these last few moments of practice. Bringing the left palm to the ground and using it to root to rise, sitting up into a comfortable cross-legged seat at the front of the mat, eyes closed to complete our practice. Bringing one hand to heart and the other to the belly, just as we did at the beginning. Tucking the chin to the chest and finishing with a gentle intention. Deep inhale through the nose and exhale. May we honor this time such that we have a chance to explore our humanity, our solidarity, Tadaamun, and root down to elevate higher. Because standing apart right now is standing together. Deep inhale, exhale, release the hands into the lap, blinking the eyes open. Thank you for practicing with me today.